Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astrogat Mysore. Today let us see the fourth Daridra Yoga of the set of series of Daridra Yogas. This is the fourth one. This is more generalistic. I would need more specific peculiar cases for this, which I will deal with in the later coming classes with regular charts. But let us first define this. Daridra Yoga with TRIK Lords, that is the 6th, 8th, and the 12th Lord of a chart. So, this is dealing with 6th, 8th, and the 12th Lord, and also or with Saturn. So, there are two factors here. The first rule is the ascendant Lord is in conjunction with the 6th, 8th, or 12th Lords. It's a very simple thing to say. Many places, the ascendant Lord itself will be the 6th Lord. The ascendant Lord will be itself the 12th Lord. So it's not easy to interpret just like that. Like, for example, for Aquarius ascendant, Saturn is the 12th Lord. So ascendant Lord itself is the 12th Lord. So what happens when the ascendant Lord itself is another Triksthana dipati? Like, for example, for Venus, it itself is the 8th Lord for this ascendant. And for this ascendant, it becomes the 6th. So there are some exceptions, many exceptions. So let us first understand the theory behind this. Ascendant Lord in conjunction with 6th, 8th, and 12th Lords, any one of them. Or, so this is the second criteria. Or ascendant Lord with Saturn without any benefic position, aspect, or conjunction over the ascendant Lord, or that particular conjunction of ascendant Lord and Saturn. So let us understand this particular concept. Let us take one arbitrary, I'll just take Mesha. It's easy for us to. So if ascendant Lord, that is Mars, is along with a Triksthana dipati, because there are a lot of exceptions, I am telling you. And what actually this is trying to say, whether the person, why will a person go through poverty or will be poor? So this is the result what actually this particular Daridra Yoga is giving. But does that in reality happen? So let us try to go into detail. For this, the ascendant Lord is Mars. And the 8th Lord here is Jupiter. Sorry, 8th Lord here is Mars itself. So the exception is that Mars cannot be taken as ascendant Lord and also the 8th Lord and then apply this rule. You cannot do this. But let us take the 6th Lord. That is Mercury. Mercury is the 6th Lord. So when the ascendant Lord is along with Mercury, I will take a classic example of Mercury being debilitated along with the ascendant Lord in the 12th house. It's another Triksthana. Why am I taking a classic example is only to prove the point. To disprove this point, there are many exceptions. Like, for example, if I take the same position in the 6th house, Mercury will get exalted. But Mars goes to the 6th house, giving rise to Roga Grasta Jataka. So there might be difficulty for the native. But let us not speculate unnecessarily. Let us go into the real facts of the yoga. So in this Daridra Yoga, the ascendant Lord is to be placed along with either the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th Lord, that is Jupiter itself. So what if this is the combination? Will the person become poor? Will the person go through poverty? Not exactly. Then what is this condition trying to prove? It is trying to tell us very clearly that his gain will be only after an uphill task. As good as climbing a mountain with loaded bags, a tough job. So this is what this yoga is trying to say, that the person will go through a lot of hardship to attain a simple goal. So if everybody else takes X time to achieve a Y factor, the same Y factor will be achieved by this person with X plus X plus X. We don't know how many much more delay he will go through. So the factor of delay, the factor of frustration is actually shown in this particular yoga. Earlier days, if a person would go out of his village, even out of his village, banished from a village, let us say, he would be classified as an outcast. He cast here very clearly, specifically tells his identity in that society. This is not about the regular caste system. This particular system of astrology was used in earlier years to understand whether the person has the strength and resolve to sit and work, with patience. But if a person would be rebellious and he would do something out of the moral character, he would be banished. So getting banished earlier days was Daridra Yoga. And nowadays, Mars moving into a foreign land along with a foreign planet like Jupiter, which is a yoga karaka for this particular lagna, it's a yoga karaka for this lagna, is a great boon in disguise because of the um, as on date, monetary benefits what they are getting in abroad jobs. So not everybody can go abroad and make that money or the buck, but still people are doing it. But still, I will tell you, it's an uphill task, a lot of tensions. They go through a lot of anxiety and stress because they are away from their hometown. They go through a lot of alienation, and they go through difficulties of being lonely, lot of problems. So this is the first factor. The second factor is also very odd, because when we go through Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, we should understand why did this particular sutra come into being. So let us understand this. The ascendant lord along with Saturn, without a benefic aspect over it. So let us take just an arbitrary placement of this for the same lagna. I'm just taking one example of this lagna. Okay, so taking this lagnadipati as Mars along with Saturn, which is exalted, giving rise to a Sasa Yoga for this ascendant, but still, as per this person has to go through poverty, or he has to become poor. Absolutely, this is an exceptional case, but still, it is a very tough combination. Why is it? It is a tough combination is because a lot of friction happens. Mars wants to make the person understand that he has to do business. So Mars will continuously keep putting the idea into the native's brain that he has to be doing business. He is not supposed to work under anybody, and he has to do something. So that particular thing might suddenly put this native under loss. Suddenly he might lose money because he will have invested everything in business. Saturn, on the other hand, gives Sasa Yoga, asking him to be stable in his job. Do the job. Every day in, day out, you have to follow what is called as routine. So Saturn wants him to follow routine, Mars doesn't want him to follow routine, and this is a what we call as a conflict, internal conflict which happens inside a person. So though this particular stanza or this particular shloka of Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, a stanza or a shloka means what the verse which has been written, does not fully convince us but still makes us understand that the native will go through a lot of hardship. Poverty or being poor is not only because a person has less money, it is also because he does not have the time to use it, or he does not have the attitude to live life, he does not have the emotions to understand. So there are many other things there. When a person is going through a Daridra Yoga, it very clearly means that he eats the best of the best foods and it tastes sour to him. So it tastes sour to him. How can that happen? It can happen. So that is the best of the best situations might make him feel bored. He might go into depression and suicidal tendencies. This particular yoga can pull him into one of them, then that is why it is called as Daridra Yoga. So thank you very much for today's class.